Third Floor Podcast. We're here. My name's Alonzo.
And I'm Marci.
Steven.
Kelsie. And Melissa.
We're coming back. We had to record twice this week. Our first recording didn't go so well. Might actually end up giving that out. I might give that one as a bonus one for next week if I can edit it and make it sound decent.
Glad I wasn't part of that.
Yeah, it wasn't good. There was some technical difficulties. The mic kind of fucked up.
In my little tangent.
There was also a lot of very long-winded shit. I think it was because we were trying to get at least 45 minutes of solid things we were talking about. So we ended up going on for 2.5 hours. And altogether that came out to like 30 minutes worth of usable shit. It was awful.
It was sucked dick.
It was like halfway through school and I was sleepy and I wanted to kill myself and I wanted to kill my professors. So, you know, shit happens. It's all good. But anyway, first week of school's over for all of us. How's that going with y'all?
I haven't had an actual week of school, so...
I have so much shit due Tuesday.
Oh my fucking Christ, so do I.
I feel so bad for y'all.
Holy Jesus, space Christ.
I beat all of y'all.
How?
One of my professors put the wrong book at the bookstore.
Oh.
So, half of the class had the wrong book. And he still expected all of us to have first chapter read and a lab done on the first day.
And he didn't even give y'all the right stuff?
No.
That sucks. I went to the bookstore the other day and I got a sticker shock because I looked at my lab book. It's not even the book I need for class, and it was $200 and I was like, I can't afford all of these. They're all the same price. It was ridiculous. I couldn't handle it. What?
Yeah.
What?
Well, for anybody who isn't watching this or watching this on YouTube or SoundCloud, if you want to find these more regularly, they're on. You can go to welcometothethirdfloor.com. They'll be on there. Right now, the schedule we're doing is every other week, but we're going to try to start doing one every single week. We're trying to make them come out on Tuesdays, somewhere between 5 and 7. And, we're saying every other week, but we're going to try to do every week, but that gives us room to where if we fuck up and skip, we can just be like, well, that was the week y'all weren't supposed to get one, so we just lost y'all's bonus. But we're going to try to start doing that. I'm trying to make it sound good by saying this is the official one, but next week you get a bonus one.
Yeah, you can also catch it on Twitter.
It's at the third floor. It's at, and it started with a 3RD, capital T in third, capital F in floor.
Yeah, you can catch us on the link on our website, right?
Yeah, you can go on that Twitter. I mean, we're announcing on Twitter. You can find us through YouTube, find everything else. We're on SoundCloud under the same name of Third Floor Podcast.
Yeah.
We're on the internet. We're important.
Yeah.
We're real.
Yeah, we got a website.
We have a domain name. So, Steven, football season officially starts next week, and I know you're fucking excited, aren't you, bro?
Yes, I'm excited.
Regular season about to start. Fucking fantasy football's kicking off. Alonzo's one step closer to the fantasy football belt that I already know I'm getting. I'm already getting sizes ready. I'm working out my...
wait until you fail.
I'm getting my ensemble suit ready for when I have to wear it. I'm gonna get my 3-piece. I want the belt to match my vest I'm gonna wear with it.
When you fail, it's gonna be so
Oh
much.
my
I'm just gonna bring it down a peg. So I heard the Cowboys didn't win a single.
They did with the preseason.
Yeah.
The starters only played for a quarter. And, Romo missed the first one, and he had his back was hurting. But DeMarco Murray, though, did have over 100 yards. He's doing good. They played solid against the Broncos.
I just want to say on Madden 25, Des Bryant is almost unbeatable. I threw a pass to him.
Nigga, that's life.
And he caught the ball, and he trucked one guy, shoulder checked another guy, and then checked the other guy.
I was playing with because I
I
got Madden 15. It came out on Tuesday, and I was playing with someone, and I went through. Usually, you go through the roster to make sure everything's right. It's fucking weird on the Cowboys on their wide receivers.
Explain.
Des Bryant's a 95 overall, or 94, or 95. Mm-hmm. The next guy's a 78, and then a 75, and then a 60. So it's just damn, it's so off. It's crazy.
Football's a nerd sport.
It is really nerdy. It's the exact same thing as comic book people and shit, or video games stuff.
Yeah.
All you're talking about is stats and how far you
Yeah,
can
you're
I don't
football's cool.
understand
But if we
anything.
quit this, then we'll fucking make it to the next level.
Yeah.
But
It's all of the Doctor Who stuff. The Whovians are all super into it, and you don't understand anything. No, I mean they can be rambling off all these words about stupid things, and then when y'all are talking about these specific people, I'm like, oh, those are characters in that world. That,
it's a lot like
But it doesn't
a lot
have
of
to
people
be
do
anything
it. It's
Yeah.
cosplayers too. Because all the people who like anime, they dress up like fucking Naruto and shit. But people who fucking like football, you wear a jersey, you put helmets.
Yeah,
and
Yeah,
shit.
they get to dress up every Friday or whatever. Sunday, I mean.
I got a barber jersey, and then literally a few months after I got it, he was no longer with the Cowboys.
Yeah, I got a brand new last year. Whenever Nike officially changed they're now the legal brand. It used to be Reebok. Last year, I think was the first year they changed it. And so I was excited because I like Nike stuff, but it's a little bit more high quality. It's fuck yeah, they are. So I needed to get me a new jersey. And I got got me a fucking D-Ware jersey. It was his last fucking season. He fucking left. So I had to give me a new one already.
Yeah, that's it.
But no, there's a bunch of news breaking because, initially whenever the preseason starts, they have to cut it down to a 75-man roster. Only 75 people get to make it this far. Once season starts, it's a 55-man roster. And Michael Sam, the biggest news coming out, everyone's making the biggest deal. Michael Sam has now officially been cut, which people were surprised about. And they're like, "How can you?"
His numbers? He doesn't have the numbers.
He was a 7th round pick. Most of them don't make it far. He has a chance at maybe making it to the practice squad. And they said he said he's going to try to look around at other places. But
Who is he?
He's the
Michael Sam is. You probably heard of him. He's a linebacker from Mizzou, I want to say.
When he got drafted, he kissed his boyfriend.
He's the gay.
Oh, I remember that.
He's the
My
first.
brother was so upset about it, and I don't understand why.
He's the first openly gay, and it's not even at that because every football player you've ever asked, they all say they're like, yeah, there's gay people. Like they're not openly gay because they don't tell the media, but they're like everybody in the locker room knows.
And I mean, like
someone's
Clayton's not
gay and
homophobic. He was just like, why do they have to make this a big deal?
Yeah,
I don't
they
care.
waved it over. It was one of the things that nobody cared, but that's all they did was.
That's all he's known for.
For people freaked out because the draft. Whenever he got drafted, he got happy and he kissed his boyfriend, and people were like, oh, that's on TV. And I was like, oh, fucking. Like, if that was a girl, I'd fucking kiss my girlfriend if I fucking had one and I got drafted.
But that's not the same
Like,
thing.
I would do that and then I'd wake up, you know what I mean?
It should be the same thing.
But they're like, it's not the same thing. It's like, shut up.
Yeah, but like everybody who's played before, they're all saying like, yeah, shit happens all the time. Like Dion was especially saying, it's like, there was a shit ton of gay people when I played. He's like, no one fucking cares. They're like, the only time you got shit if you were gay in a locker room was if you were gay and you fucking sucked at football. They're like, if you could ball, don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
As long as you can play well.
Yeah.
That's all that matters, though.
I don't know. That was just kind of like.
I don't know. But he was a 7th round pick. His numbers weren't that good. He did okay. I'm not gonna say he did bad. And he probably will get a chance to play. He might.
I'm sure
he's a solid backup if he goes to another.
They better just not be like, oh, he got cut. It's because he's gay. No, it's because his numbers did not make.
Yeah, I mean, no one's really been saying that. People pretty much understand now.
Yeah.
That's just that. But it's one of those things that I think because he's on a 75-man roster, he has a real solid chance of at least making it to the practice squad.
So I have a question. Is fantasy football a lot like playing D&D?
No, I wouldn't say it's the same.
Well, I just imagine so because, like, you're picking all these people. And
Yeah, but I think
and they
D&D,
just have all these
I think
stats and
the
shit.
difference is D&D, you're making up your own character, and then
Yeah,
you have
that's
to
true.
you add abilities and you add things that
Or,
they
like,
wear and
magic
stuff.
it.
All football, I don't know what you can compare it to.
You
If
can
people
compare
are-
it to something.
You know what you can compare it to? A turn-based strategy game, or like a what's it called? Like a turn-based game, like an RPG,
Like
where you
Dungeons and Dragons.
No,
Like
kind of
the
like
good game.
the game that y'all would probably know, like what I'm talking about, is like the South Park game, where
Yeah.
you get a team of people and they attack one at a time because
Yeah.
it's individuals.
Yeah.
At the end of it, they round up as to be a team.
Yeah.
Oh, butter's
But it's a lot. I mean, I don't really know what I can compare it to. It's a fucking game. But I'm not fucking excited.
that
Anyway, y'all talking about fantasy football and all that, and she was trying to compare it to games. And there's a lot of game shit that's been coming out lately. I don't know if y'all been keeping up with any of the game news. I think we talked about it a little bit on the last podcast, but I'll bring it up because, again, don't know if that's coming out. There was a bunch of DDoS attacks over last weekend we didn't really get to talk about, where people from the crew, kind of a hacking activism group, you want to call it that, they're siding with ISIS. They had DDoS attacks against Sony, and they hit Microsoft too. They claimed they hit Microsoft, but I think that Microsoft said it wasn't them, it was a different attack. But they hit people like Blizzard and the League of Legends guys, and they took down a lot of shit. PSN was down for I think like 2 days. It was only down for me for a day before I got back up and working. But they did that, and then whenever the president of Sony he was on a plane, they put bomb threats on the plane, so we had to get off the plane, and they had to reroute everything. It was a
It's
real
scary
pain
to
in the
think
ass.
about, like, internet warfare now. Like,
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
it's a
that's
thing
a thing.
now.
because they could take my internet away for, like, days.
Yeah.
How would I communicate?
Oh shit! No
God.
fucking Tumblr. Oh my god.
But then you don't have internet and you're like, oh, God.
Reddit.
We have a
I'm an
Tumblr. I haven't updated it
We have
though.
a Tumblr?
We have one. I honestly
shit.
haven't used it. I need to update that shit.
Pimp that out. We have a Tumblr. We put good gifts.
Wait a minute.
That's what it's for, right?
That came out. The Walking Dead season finale finally came out.
I want to play that game so bad.
You should. I recommend everyone does. Probably one of the best games I've ever played. It's
I
up there.
recently started watching Walking Dead, and
I've never seen Walking Dead. I've read a bit of the graphic novels, but it has nothing to do with the show. I think there's a few characters from the show on
Well,
there.
good. It'll be even better because
oh,
the girls
it's
are
so good.
stupid on
Yeah,
the
they're
show.
fucking
My parents are addicted to the show.
Yeah,
Yeah?
it's good
I've
though.
never seen it.
Never seen it.
I liked it just because I want
It's
to
one
see
of
what
those things
happens to the kid.
like,
I want to know when he dies.
If I would have jumped
The
on when it
painkiller
started,
kid's
I
great.
would have seen it. But the problem is I waited too long to where now it's so huge of a thing where it's like I can't jump in now.
Yes,
This
you
is-
can. You
like,
got
I can't-
Netflix.
I can. I'll jump in whenever the show's
on
over.
weekends.
Once the show's over, then I can watch it.
It's like hopping on the
I guess that makes
bandwagon.
sense.
Yeah. So I just wait. So once the show's over, then I'll watch it.
I don't mean
bandwagon people aren't awful, right?
That-
like, just dog on me all night.
Then the worst thing about whenever you do a show like that, or like that's already out, and you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna watch this. You start at the beginning, you just tear through shit. You get like a marathon it, and then you catch up to where now you have to wait a week, and you're like,
Yeah, and it's not good anymore. Because you're like, well, it was worth waiting like 15 minutes and like coming back to it. But like a week later, you're like, well, that episode wasn't as awesome as I expected it to be. Because that's how it was with Doctor Who. Like, I marathoned everything up to the like current season, and now I know that I just have to wait for the whole season to be done, and then I can marathon it. It'll be amazing. But you can't I can't make myself wait Sunday to Sunday.
boo, Doctor Who, boo.
Hey, don't be rude.
I never liked this show. I can't get how that show's good. I couldn't get it.
Like I started
You
watching.
just have
it's
to
okay.
immerse yourself in
It's a
things.
European show from like the 50s that was made for children that somehow got popular with people.
I
It's
don't
a real,
understand how long it lasted.
it's a real weird like cult hit kind of thing. It's weird.
Yeah.
You ever seen that show, Steve?
Yeah, watch
Steven's
BBC
not in it.
Never. It's on BBC, right?
Yeah, it's
I've
on-
heard a
it's
lot
on
of
Big
good
Black
things
Cock.
about it, though. It is good.
I have seen some BBC shows. Like I've seen some of Sherlock.
I watched rugby. I watched
Oh my
rugby.
god, I loved Ponderland back when they used to have it.
I haven't seen that.
Ponderland. It was a Russell Brand's old show.
What's it about?
It was him pondering things.
Well,
It was just always a themed episode. He'd ramble. It was awesome.
just like a YouTube channel, basically.
Yeah, kind of. Well, now he has a YouTube channel.
Oh.
But anyway, in other gaming news too, the Daily Dot had a new story where they came up where they always have a game census where they do, who's the biggest demographic, what's going on.
Yeah.
And right now, they found out that adult female gamers is now the biggest demographic in gaming.
Yay!
They
Am
have-
I part of that? Because, like, do they mean like adult, like legitimate
Women
adults?
the age over 18 are now the
Oh,
biggest
that is
demographic in video gaming. They make up 36% of the market now. That's including computer, console, and mobile.
Because I'm all
Which some people will argue, but I mean some people don't think mobile should count, but I mean it's the fastest growing one of those. But,
Yeah,
so now they make up the
makes
biggest
sense.
one. Coming in second is adult men who make up 35% of it all, and teenage boys make up 17%.
I would think they'd be.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't see that coming. But I think they did that. They found out 59% of all Americans are playing video games, and 51% of every household has a console.
Yeah, right.
Video games
That
are
makes
taking
sense.
over. I think they
One
did
of
it too.
each,
Whenever
right?
if you
Yeah.
take mobile out of the equation, though, like during the census of just console and computer games, it's exactly 50-50 men and women, though.
That's interesting.
That
Yeah,
is
I
weird.
think it's good though.
Everybody likes to be entertained, so it makes sense.
Oh, it's just because there's a lot of female gamers who post their games or even when they're online get a lot of shit. So it's weird.
I just feel fake when I go into like GameStop. I feel
Yeah, me
like I'm
too.
being stared at. Like I know for a fact that like the other
Yeah.
customers stare at me, and I'm like,
Which
just
is,
get
a lot
out
of
here
people-
quickly.
Like, get out.
Or like whenever like you're playing like a shooting game and you go in the lobby and you have your headset on, someone will be talking, everyone will just be talking shit, and then like one person will be like, yeah, and they'll be like, was that a girl? Hey yo, ma, let me get your number, bitch. And it's like, what the fuck?
Because they don't
That's
see
so
women
true.
there. It's very.
It's like because like
Yeah.
sometimes when you
Why
get a game
is
lobby,
that?
it's like
Because
it's like
it's
you're
not
shooting
like
someone in
they
the like that's why it takes place in the Middle East because the thirstiest motherfuckers you ever met in your life.
Yeah.
Is there hoping for some bitches? It gets bad, but they're like there's like those and there's I can't remember her name. There's one of the more popular people on stream. She's a female gamer who streams a lot of gaming. She gets a lot of shit too just because she's a girl and they're like, oh, you're just doing this for views and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
she just genuinely enjoys it. It's
Yeah.
entertainment.
Yeah.
I like that for girls sometimes. That and then I don't know. I'm assuming y'all probably don't watch a lot of gameplay videos and streams, but
Yeah, I kind of don't.
there's these guys.
Minecraft.
There's a group of guys who game called The Creatures, and there's a guy named Kutra. Yeah, well, he was playing Counter-Strike and he was live streaming himself playing it. He had a camera. He was showing the gameplay, and he had a camera on him while they were playing. And while he was there, his offices got swatted, which is a new internet thing, and not a lot of people know about it. So I was wondering, do y'all know what that is?
No.
Swatting.
Swatting.
So swatting is someone will call the cops and make some kind of threat that makes them think you're a terrorist, and a SWAT team will break into your house and arrest everybody.
And is
And
it
they'll-
just like him playing video games?
And they'll do it while you're streaming. That way they can get the laughs out of it. But yeah, it was while he had the camera on. The video's on YouTube.
That's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, and it was bad. Like I mean, it's not so much of a popular thing.
Isn't it like a felony to call in a fake crime?
It is, but I mean, you call from like a payphone or some
Yeah,
shit. Like
there's
they've
ways.
been getting around it, and I mean, it's one of those things that some people have been getting mad at the cops because I mean, the cops break in and they arrest people and they're like point guns at people and they're like they're taking it too far and that's real fucked up of them. But it's one of those things that if you go into into a place expecting it to be a guy with a bomb or a gun. I mean,
Yeah.
you have to take precaution. But it's real fucked up. He even hears it. He hears noises. And he takes off his headset. And, like, he even says to the people, like, or one of the guys with him, like, are we being swatted? And he's like laughing about it. And then hit on fucking cue. Boom! Get the fuck on the ground! They're cussing at him. They point an AR-15 in his fucking face. And
That's terrifying.
he
because
gets
you're just
down and he's
playing a
laughing.
game
They're like,
where
what the
you're
fuck's so
not-
I did
funny?
not do anything
And
bad.
the whole time he has his face camera on, so you can see everything. And the rest of them, they're yelling at him about who's next door, or if he has a gun, what's going on. And he's telling them like, oh, because they make videos of him. And he's like, we have prop guns in the prop room. It's over here. Like, be careful, don't be scared. And then like that, dude, he got straight up fucking arrested. Like, they had the whole video of him get on the ground and tied up and everything. And then after a while, like, they're like, what the hell is that? He's like, playing video games. And they're like, what is that? He's like, oh, I'm filming. They're like, they're watching you and hearing you right now. And so the cop goes over and he gets the mic and like throws it down, but he leaves the fucking microphone on so you can still hear him. Like,
He doesn't know how to actually.
yeah, so the
design
screen,
it.
the screen just goes black, but you can hear the cops like, man, fuck you and all this shit. And then like you can hear all the other gamers who are there playing with them like, the fuck happened to Tony? Motherfucker he got cut or
How does that happen though? Like, where does that get started? That somebody's like, I'm gonna call the cops on
fuck
them.
if I know. I want to know what they threatened that they had. Like what would make the cops do that? Because they came in there fucking
Like, they
gang
were ready to
ready
kill
to bust some
everyone.
niggas up.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a gamer.
People do some stupid shit. Like, who do, like, fucking... Like, there's in other big cities, there's this thing called the knockout game.
Oh yeah. Well, it's not so big anymore, but
It was for a while.
In Chicago, that shit was getting bad.
And until I think they learned a lesson because they tried to like do
They
somebody.
killed a bunch of people.
But they tried to do it to one guy. Like this guy ran like he was gonna hit him, and the guy pulled out a gun and shot him.
I thought you were talking about the knockout game where kids choke each other.
No,
That's what I was
that's,
thinking.
What the hell is that?
There's
That's-
a game
that's
where
some
kids
shit, yeah.
choke each other to get high.
Yeah, and then
Oh,
like
And it
I
was
know
like
that.
a
Blackout.
CNN
It's
station.
called
that's blacking out.
Yeah, you black out.
I just remember that like CNN scared the piss out of my mom because she came home one day and
never
was
done
like, Clayton, Marci, are y'all playing the knockout game? And she was so
Sounds like the knockout game.
terrified
Knockout game
about the
sounds like-
world.
The that's what they call it. That wasn't the knockout game. The knockout game is when you go, just go. You see that guy walking
And
down the
then you
street.
like punch somebody.
Yeah,
I
you
know
run
what
behind
you're
a
talking
fucking
about now.
donkey punch.
They
him
do
in the back
some
of the
weird
head.
shit. It's
That's
just like
just a bunch
kids that got
of
bored. They don't have shit to do. I guess.
I liked the milk jug game, which was also not a
No,
very
that was
good
not cool.
thing.
The only
But it's
milk
fun.
video, the milk video where they slam the milk on the
Yeah,
thing,
it's great.
The only one of those is good. You know what we're talking about?
I don't.
It was a challenge where people are going to supermarkets and you get milk. You fucking slam them as fucking hard as you can on the floor. You know, they pop and they go over, but then you fall on the floor like,
Yeah.
I slipped and this happened, you know?
Yeah.
So it looks like an accident. So a bunch of people started doing this because they're assholes. I think someone tried to do it in Sonora and it didn't work. And they got caught like, they were like, hey,
I
motherfucker.
saw you throw that on the fucking
But no, they didn't do it. But they were like, hey, what the fuck you doing? Because they were like, someone was filming them like they had his arms in the air and stuff. But there's only one video that's great, and I don't know what the name of it be searched, but there's a guy who does it, and his friends videotape it, slams the gallon jug, doesn't bust, pops straight back up and hits him in the face, and his jaw just snaps. His mouth just starts
awesome.
hanging, and like all his teeth just go.
Karma.
And he's like, oh, and like he gets, because he even falls where he slips and he gets back up because it knocks the shit out of him. He gets back up and like, I think I broke my jaw. And his fucking mouth is just pouring out blood.
scary.
And you just hear someone in the back laughing their ass off.
dipshit.
That was the only video where I was like. So also, in Pokemon related news, they're making a Pikachu detective game that's going to come out soon. Hopefully it'll be
That
announced.
sounds kind of cute. Yeah.
Along with another game coming out called Pokken Tournament, made by the Tekken guys. It's going to be a Pokemon arcade fighter game.
Oh, I heard about that. That looks like it would be fun to watch
fucking
because
awesome.
I can't play it.
I mean, it's only going to be coming out in arcade cabinets like the kinds they still use in Japan. So, we don't really get to participate in that. But it's interesting. That's how I see the trailer and the gameplay of it.
illegally
It's
make
weird.
it a thing, right?
Yeah.
Think they can do that?
Maybe.
Probably.
So, Steven,
Sorry.
you ever watch, you've seen Mythbusters lately? You ever seen
No,
this show? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I
Yeah,
used to watch that show all the damn time.
I used to watch
It
those.
used
It
to
was
be
like
on
a
like right
family
after school.
affair for us.
Yeah, it's a great show. But it came out that their season ended not so long ago, and the new season's supposed to start.
They're
But
still going.
yeah, they're still making it. They haven't stopped.
Busting the myths.
And fucking
That's a lot of men.
Carrie, Grant Mahara, and Tori, they're all, this last episode they had was their final episode on the show.
So what are they gonna do?
All three of them, they're not going to be on the show anymore. It's gonna go back to how it was the first season when it was just Jamie and Adam.
I like
That's okay.
But
They're
those
kinda
three,
brand.
but
I'm
those,
okay with it. Yeah.
yeah, but those three were on the show for over 10 years, man. It's weird. And they
They
all
feel
talk,
like
they all
part of it,
they all
yeah.
released how they were like, you know, it's all like at the end of the day, they're like we're happy for what happened and all that sort of stuff. I really don't know what the other two can do. Grant's the only one that I've actually kept up with. I know he still does he does a lot of prop making and electronics and still makes cool stuff. He always pops in around like anytime there's cons and stuff. He always pops in with other people helping him with costumes and stuff.
He's always got other things going on, but the other people,
I mean, I don't know what they're doing. They're probably also doing stuff just that nothing. I know.
they got enough money.
It's
They're
sad
done.
though. I mean,
Yeah.
that shit. I used to like their
That's it.
segments with the trio.
I just remember because I was like, oh, she's so pretty. She has that red hair. I want to be cool like her and her red hair.
So, movie news. Disney and Warner Brothers are both going to make a live-action Jungle Book remake.
Live action.
Jungle Book,
The Jungle Book, you know, with from
Speaking
Mulan,
of-
but with people, and they're both making the same movie.
That's
Why?
something really awkward, just because like
Yeah.
But it's weird.
The difference, though,
who's
is I
gonna
think.
play the monkeys? Oh
the-
wait, CGI. It's gonna look like poop.
Well, the cast came out, and what they had was Disney has Bill Murray in it, along with
Oh,
Ben
okay, I'll
Kingsley,
watch it.
along with Ben Kingsley and Scarlett Johansson, and also Jon Favreau directing, the guy who directed Iron Man. But Warner
okay.
Brothers has they have Christian Bale in it, and along with Benedict Cumberbatch and some other people.
Benedict
But
Cumberbatch.
they also have Andy Serkis in it. He's directing and playing in it, who is just phenomenal.
Who is he?
Andy Serkis is. You probably wouldn't recognize his face, but when it comes to motion capturing and stuff, he's the king. He played Gollum and Schmeagol. He played
I love him.
He played Caesar on Planet of the Apes. He played pretty much anybody who needed to be in a suit and it looked great on film. It was probably him. He's amazing.
He is pretty awesome.
He's amazing.
How do you get good at that? Because isn't it the people who
It's
final
voice
finish
and
it?
it's voice and pure expressionism. He
Jumping
just able
around
to work
and
his
shit.
face to make it look nice and pretty. But nah, I fucking love him.
Yeah,
he's
he's
been
pretty
blowing
badass.
up a lot lately. Hopefully he gets a lot of awards and everything he deserves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He deserves a lot.
What deserves a lot of awards is Guardians of the Galaxy because I love that movie so much and it's
Still haven't
probably
seen
way
I haven't seen
overhyped.
it
Did you see it?
I've
I
been
would
wanting
say
to see it.
I'd say it's the best Marvel movie I've ever
I
seen.
love it. It's the only
Along
like
with the
comic
best
book
after
movie
credit
that I watched.
after the credit scenes where they always have the best one ever.
It was alright.
Marci and Kevin both seem to not like it, but I blame it on the fact that they don't know what it's a reference, and I don't think they got it, but I did.
Yeah, we
And
won't
I loved
spoil
it.
it.
Repeat the reference.
People haven't seen it. It's kind of a spoiler. I'll tell you after we're done recording, though.
Fault in Our Stars is coming out pretty soon on DVD. I watched it in
It
theaters
is a good
opening
movie.
night. I cried so much.
I saw a lot of
Hey.
like
Is that the shit? They say, hey, right? Is that what they say?
no, they say
that?
okay.
Oh, okay. I was hoping someone would reciprocate, but I said y'all looked at me like, the fuck?
I just read the plot summary on Wikipedia because I just didn't feel like watching the
I'm
movie.
very
whole
invested in this
people.
I'm gonna
movie
ruin it right now.
because Hank and John
Cancer.
are people dear to my heart.
Cancer.
No, not cancer.
Somebody dies at the end
Oh,
of the
like
movie.
towards the end, I felt like I was friends with them. So like I was literally bawling my eyes out in the theaters.
Yeah, and like it was like that level. Like the story is just good, and I liked the way they were doing it because it was like YouTube's. And I ended up just thinking throughout the movie and not getting in depth with it because I was like, oh, this reminds me, like this is obviously like his influence on the film. Like, oh, this is Hank's influence. Like all this music. Oh, that sounds like something he wrote. Or like I don't know. It was stupid. It's stupid in depth, but
I was watching Jumanji the other day, and I finished the movie, and then I realized I was like, oh god, Robin Williams died like not even that long ago.
I don't understand
Spoiler
the
alert.
tragedy.
I don't
Spoiler
know.
alert. He's
just
dead.
He is
he was a comedic genius.
He was super awesome. I
I
loved
don't
him.
understand
I was
it,
so
though, like-
sad.
Grieving
I
over
don't-
that.
I'm
It's
not-
like the
I'm-
Kennedys, but
No, it was
it's
better.
not that.
I'm not grieving the fact that I'm like, oh my god, Robin Williams dead. I'm just like,
I didn't cry. I was just
respect the fact that a legend died.
Yeah, he was badass. He made so many good movies, and he was so hilarious and nice, and like I don't know.
We happened to be watching a movie with him in it whenever we found out about it.
That's creepy because
Yeah.
I watched Jumanji the day before all of that was all over the news.
That's really weird because I was at a restaurant. I was with my uncles and they told me, they were like, hey, Robin Williams died. And they were fucking cheery about it. I was like, what? And they're like, Robin Williams dead. And I was like, no, he's
Yeah.
not. They're like, no. And they're like,
That's
no.
a
They're like,
specific person
they're like,
to be
no.
like,
Someone,
nah.
they're like,
Yeah.
someone just said they died. I was like, did you read that shit on Facebook? Because fucking everybody died on Facebook.
Yeah.
Like, Ice Cube died like 3 months ago and shit. Everyone's always like, so and so is dead. And I go like, I was like, you motherfucker. Oh shit.
I just
Marvel
don't like
was
the
it.
way he died. I wish he died any other way, just not like suicide.
I think the biggest part of his death that made me mad was just the way people responded. Because I don't know if you
They're
knew,
mean.
yeah, his daughter took a lot of shit on the internet.
Yeah,
So
they
people
like
it was
Photoshop
fucked up.
stuff. Like they photoshopped him dead and stuff, and like
Well,
him
no,
to
like
send it to
they
her.
bullied her. Like they were like, "It's your fault."
Yeah.
That's sad.
Why would you
What
do
a
that to
bitch.
somebody at that time?
Trolls do anything for
They're like, we don't
attention.
give a fuck.
Horrible.
Let's see what else has happened in media. We can talk about Kamaguchi.
Come again.
Tamagotchi?
You mean talk fucking
Tamagotchi?
Kiyosaki?
Yeah, like
What's her name? Her name's
still
Karuchi,
alive.
right?
yeah, Karuchi.
Yeah, Karuchi. On
Karuchi
106
King.
in Park, she was a fill-in guest.
Yeah.
No, you go. Talk about it.
Well, they were just talking about the VMAs, and they were like, they made a skit where they were gonna say 6 things that, or so many things that
Six things that Blue Ivy Cotta was
Blue
thinking about.
Ivy. And
Oh.
basically, she said that she made fun of her hair. She made fun of Blue Ivy's
Yeah.
hair.
She said her exact words were, "I actually woke up like this because my parents don't comb my hair or some shit like that." Because she's a 2-year-old kid and they didn't do her hair up to go out on the fucking red carpet. She's 2 years old to rock a natural look. Like the hell do they expect her to do?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give a girl a perm.
Yeah, and they
What are
were
they
like, they got a lot of
supposed to do?
shit,
Comb it, like-
and apparently everyone was like, "Oh my god, why would Karuchi do this? How could she say it?" And I'm just like, you know, she didn't fucking say that.
Kiyosaki.
Like I was watching the Power 105.1, and they had a good point. You know, she didn't fucking say that. You know, that she had a
They
writer.
have writers, especially if she was a fill-in. She wasn't gonna ad-lib shit on her fill-in day.
She couldn't ad lib. She probably couldn't come up with anything to say.
I said they probably right. I mean, obviously they probably rehearse stuff because that's what they do, and she was probably just trying to do what they told her to do because it was a fill-in job. She was trying to get the job, so she was just probably trying to suck up to him, do exactly what
I
they told him
think
to do.
I just think
They told
Kawasaki
her
needs a
it'd
better
be
rep.
funny, and then she got a lot of hate.
But people
She
were arguing.
still didn't have to say it. Though.
Yeah, people were arguing about whose fault it is. If it was BET for writing it or hers for saying
Well,
it.
the head of BT,
Well, fucking didn't BET close down 106 in Park for like a week?
they
were
closed
like,
down BT.
Yeah, they were like, "Fuck, we fucked up." It was their 9/11. Like
Yeah.
they were like, "It's over."
Yeah, it's like talking about.
Like it's all over, man. Game's
Yeah,
over.
no, it was
What's
pretty.
thinking?
I don't know. You can't really well, she shouldn't be working anymore because she doesn't, fucking
I mean,
work.
people make mistakes. Can't she just apologize and move on?
No, she insulted.
Blue Ivy.
This isn't some baby down the road. You can call it.
This
you
isn't
find a baby,
Northwest,
You
alright?
find
This
a
is
homeless
Blue
baby.
fucking Ivy.
You can tell them like, "Oh, that baby has some shit hair." But this is Beyonce's kid. This ain't nobody. This ain't no middle of the mall kid. This is fucking Beyonce's kid.
I still don't understand why
Jay-Z.
she can't just be like, "Here's a fruit basket. Let's hang out later."
Because it doesn't work like that. It's Karuchi.
It's Kawasaki.
These names.
Cowabunga.
I just,
It's Cowabunga. It's
Cowabunga.
it's
Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa. It's what did Charlamagne got say? He said good to kung fu.
Kuchikoku. So did you aware of that shit Bill O'Reilly was saying?
Oh yeah, the
When he came out
Beyonce
with it,
is.
Bill
Hey,
O'Reilly.
she's affecting these kids.
Bill
She wants to
O'Reilly
make them
came off his
shoot
break
people and shit.
from his ship of glory. We were just drowning in our sea of lies, and here came Bill O'Reilly on his big boat of truth, and we're like, "Save us, Bill! Save us!" He's like, "I'm back. I got you. Take this floaty." He came back mad. He started off his first interview back with saying, "I'm angry. That's why I'm back. I'm here to talk about Ferguson." Everyone was like, "Oh, Bill."
What's with that New York accent that he fucking just that fucking?
That's how he talks.
He does not talk like that ever on
He
the
went home
news.
for vacation. He got it
Anyway,
back.
he came back and everyone was expecting him to be like, "Yeah, tell those cops to go suck a dick." And he's like, "Black people are killing each other. Why are cops getting in trouble?" Like, I mean, he was real. I mean, he wasn't biased or anything. He talked it all out. But
Oh, he said some real shit.
Some of his stuff, though, I mean, I agreed with a lot of
But
stuff. he was saying,
Beyonce?
but a lot of it. One of the things he said though too was like, it's getting so big with so much media coverage. People aren't covering this as much as they kill black on black crime, like what's going on in Chicago all the time. But he also went on to say that he blamed the modern day music industry. He quoted, I think his exact words were like, "Don't you remember how good Motown was?
Yeah.
And how good for the community that music was." He goes, "Nowadays with Beyonce and hip hop, talking
What's
about that
wrong
thug
with
life."
Beyonce?
He said that Beyonce was making sexual content and little girls were listening to it.
By
And
the time they're 13.
He said by the time
Every
they're in middle
other-
school, he said
Yeah,
their whole
she's not the
future's
only
just
one.
gone.
Well, first of all,
And it was one of those things that I know what he was trying to say. He didn't mean to say Beyonce. Because Beyonce is one of those people that everybody knows, and he was like, "Who's a famous person who's black?" Beyonce. I think he's never heard a Beyonce song. Because Beyonce doesn't sing about the stuff.
I'm sure he
She
has.
sings about sexual things sometimes, but like, her most sexual song that came out was, what was it, Surfboard? Is that the name of it?
Drunken Love.
Yeah, and even that the whole time was like, "I'm fucking
That was
my
a big
husband,
deal.
we're married, I got a ring." It's
Yeah,
like,
she was like, she did it. And they're like, they did it.
Surfboard!
Yeah, surfboard, which is actually a
Turf
reference
war.
to like doing some. Anyway,
Yeah,
Seems
sex,
like
sex in
three
the
of
tub.
yeah. But that raises a question, and they did this on Power 105.1. Do you think music affects what we do?
Obviously, it's
Because
so much of a cultural thing
everything
with
affects
teenagers.
like Charlamagne got on his show. He said that when he watched the movie Juice, I don't know if you've ever seen it.
Yeah.
He went and bought a 38 Stone Nose, started selling crack.
Well,
He referenced it as an
he was selling
influence.
crack before that shit.
Yeah, okay. But he said he did that. And now the other two people on the show were like, no. When I listen to music, it's like listening to rap songs. I know these rappers aren't out doing
Like,
anything.
I mean, they kind of do,
Okay,
but like music
kinda
fucking influences the shit out of me. I don't like Beats. I think Beats is a shitty headphone company. I know that now, but I have a pair of Beats. Why? Because I saw them in those videos. Like, those look hot, and I want me some of those bitches.
I actually kind of like Beats.
I don't think they're good
Laptop
out
with the
really
Beats
well read,
But-
but like I'm saying, Jordans, it's
Jordans.
everything that's like, even if it's
What we
not the
drink,
music, it's
liquor,
the
like,
culture.
When we drink alcohol, the kind of alcohol.
Yeah.
we
Culture.
So rock is a thing only
Yeah.
because they fucking
Did it?
made
Yeah,
it.
did it? He bought 65% of the company, something like that.
You know, there's fucking like those anti-energy drinks, the lean and herbal
Yeah.
stuff. Who the fuck would buy any of that if it wasn't for everybody talking about codeine and
Vitamin
something
water.
that's syrup? Vitamin water.
Yeah, who would have bought vitamin water? Yeah, 40 ounces, like shit like that.
No, 40 people would have bought 40.
Yeah,
I mean, sometimes you just don't realize the effect it has on your culture too, because the way like language has changed reminds me the same way as like in your music, you listen to it and like the way people speak changes throughout time, and the way culture changes throughout time. And
Oh, you really gave up on yourself.
Yeah, I was like, where are you going with
but
this?
I guess what I'm trying to say, what is that song, Alonzo? I'm gonna put this on blast, but like a long time ago, you showed me this song, and it's about these.
Bitch Bad by Lupe Fiasco?
Yes.
Oh,
I'm glad that you can read my mind. Thank God.
Nah, I figured you were going somewhere because that's what I was gonna say too. Was not all hip hop music is bad. Lupe Fiasco, like he had a lot of social commentary songs before Lasers came out. The Lasers album wasn't too good. I didn't like that shit. But like he had songs like Bitch Bad or what's that song? Words I Never Said. I think is the name of it. But he had a lot of songs that were just talking about, and there's a lot of hip hop like that. Or like Wu-Tang, they talk about things or getting the community together and fixing just shit that's wrong. Not everybody's talking about trapping and killing. But then there are those motherfuckers who are like, I have money and I sell coke and shit.
Well, people say 2 Chainz is like a lyrical person. And I'm like,
yeah.
like I'm just like, how?
Two
like,
bitches.
like I'm in the kitchen.
Yams everywhere.
I mean, yams everywhere. So I was actually quoting Nigga here. Actually, that was, yeah, shit like that. Like, how is that compared to like Wu-Tang Clan?
Yeah, I mean it's different, but it also goes back to like but Wu-Tang Clan's like stuff like that. But then you go back to even like the '80s, where like I went to the hat store and then I went to the sidewalk. Yeah, it's totally different shit. It's just all different.
Cowabunga became a thing, and now swag is a word that you use.
Cowabunga, was that ever shit?
Yes, it was a thing.
That was
but
Hawaii, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Why is white people shit, bro?
Anyway, I don't know. Like words have changed, and like
This is
how
like in the 90s, whenever fucking
influences
West Coast
everything.
hip hop took off.
Fuck
That's
the
what
Police
changed it.
is like becoming a relevant song again. Like, Jesus fucking Christ.
But like I was just like another song that like
I don't know.
you want like I was listening to Gangsta's Paradise where fucking Coolio where he was talking about what it's actually like in these places that a lot of people don't realize that like
Well, that's
these
why the
places
NWA,
exist.
everyone was like, oh, they're just cussing. I was like, yeah, but if you take out the, like, a lot of these songs take out the bad words and then just listen to the
Take out
song.
the shits, fucks, and niggas, and you listen to
But
it.
Yeah.
that's the only way they can sell the records, so they
It
might as
puts
well put the
emphasis-
shit.
it
That's just the way they talk.
in there.
Yeah, it gets attention.
Yeah, look at us. We
Yeah.
talk. I say shit, fuck, bitch, like all that shit. All the fucking
I
time.
never say that. I'm a straight edge.
Oh,
stopper.
shut the fuck up.
Sir, I'm actually offended by your accusations that I would ever speak with such malinformities in my voice. Anyway, speaking on hip hop, it totally has nothing to do with Ferguson or any of the shit we're talking about, but it just reminded me.
Yeah.
Childish Gambino's in the news. Donald Glover, whom I love.
Yes, we all know.
He's in the news again because I don't know if you remember a few years back when the whole Donald for Spider-Man campaign was going on. You remember that shit? See, the way Spider-Man movies come out is they're made by, who owns the rights? Sony owns the rights to Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
And the reason they came out was they have this weird deal where once Sony stops making Spider-Man movies for a certain amount of time, they lose the deal with Spider-Man. So as long as they keep making movies and things, they keep making them. That's why they had to reboot the series and make more movies. The real weird deal they struck
Oh,
up.
they're gonna ruin it.
No, that's how they're doing it now. But whenever the last one ended and they said they're going to reboot it, that's the same time the comic book of the Ultimate Spider-Man came out, where it's not Peter Parker, it's Miles Morales, which is a half black, half Mexican Spider-Man. Which is crazy because it's the first interracial superhero. And so whenever it came out, people were like, we need a guy to play Spider-Man. They're like, well, we can make a black Spider-Man, and we're changing everything.
Donald Glover was supposed to be him.
Yeah, and they were like, he's black and nerdy, he can do it. But he made a tweet that was, because someone photoshopped a picture of him. They were like, yeah, 'cause it was like on Reddit, I think, where they were talking about it. And so he saw it and he tweeted like, fuck yeah, let's make it happen, Donald for Spider-Man. And that shit blew up and everyone wanted to do it. End of the day, didn't happen. But the new cartoon's coming out for the Ultimate Spider-Man. The cartoon was Miles Morales and not Peter Parker. And Donald Glover is going to be voicing him throughout the entire show.
Aw, that's cool. At
The
least
first-
you kind of followed through.
Yeah, the first episode is actually because this one's like kind of like an alternate reality to this one.
Yeah.
That's why there's a Black Spider-Man. But it's like Peter Parker. Fuck it, people aren't gonna read the comics. The people who in it is Peter Parker's dead and Miles Morales took over because it's like the city needs a hero, and if that nigga's dead, I guess I got to do it.
So
but
it's
in
gonna
this
be-
one,
So how does he get bit?
I didn't read it, but he's a Spider-Man and shit. But anyway, I'm not watching TV at the moment, but I haven't watched some TV shows or any TV shows going on besides The Walking Dead and that Doctor Who shit y'all are into right now.
Game of Thrones, but that's in
Game
a
of
little while.
Thrones.
Yeah, Face Off's been kind of hitting it. I love that shit. What about you,
That's
Steven?
the only show that I can watch
Oh,
consecutively.
Yeah, I really don't watch
each
TV,
week.
but I did start watching a show recently, and it is amazing. It's still coming out. It's on ABC, because I was gonna watch it to watch Blackish, because it's Dion Cole came down to our campus.
Speaking
who was-
of Black, Orange is the New Black.
Oh, I
Badass.
love that show.
Yeah.
Anthony Anderson, is that his shit?
yeah, Anthony Anderson's in it.
Yeah.
Ignoring completely what they said.
Oh yeah,
Ellen
of course you would.
DeGeneres on Orange is the New Black. I think she came out in like maybe 2 or 3 episodes during the second season.
What is she?
I've never seen that show.
It's
I've
really
it's
good.
fucking dirty.
I've heard
It's
everybody
so-
say it's good, but I've
It's
never seen
so
it.
weird in the show. I don't. Have you seen
Ellen
season
DeGeneres?
2?
Weird?
Yeah.
What, she do dance?
I don't remember her.
She's not socially
She's
awkward.
the one. She's the weird lady in the plane that's like, I got some chapstick.
yeah.
You want some chapstick? And it's like her. I think it's her earwax or something.
It's
So
really
gross.
scary to watch it. Like, it's creepy sometimes.
Yeah, because it's
I
about
love
jail. I don't know how many times I
crazy
tell people
eyes.
jail is the scariest place I can imagine.
But they're saying that people watch the show and they're like, I want to go to jail to see what that's like. And the
Yeah.
actresses have to be like, this is a very romanticized version
Yeah.
of jail. This is
Yeah,
not
no.
what jail is like.
They
Speaking
need
of
to
jail,
read-
fucking
They
Charlamagne
beat
the other day
the
brought
shit
up
out of
exactly what
this
I would tell
girl. I
people
think it's
anytime
kinda
I go
not
anywhere.
They
Yeah.
need to
Yeah.
read the book. I think the book might be a more
It's a book?
accurate. Yeah, it's about her actual experiences in jail.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So I think her book might actually be a more accurate,
More realistic.
yeah,
Yeah.
depiction of what actually goes on.
Jail,
It's
like
very
the thought of
interesting.
me ending up in a jail is the scariest thing I can imagine. I would be mortified.
I would be trapped there with my thoughts and no entertainment to keep me.
I honestly, y'all can ask some of my friends too.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm with someone that I don't like, I'm new to meeting, especially here because I don't know niggas. Anytime I go out, I tell everybody, it's like, we get stopped. You got a beer, you got a joint, you got you a gun. I'll snitch on your ass. I ain't going nowhere. And you better fucking tell the cop it's yours because I ain't gonna get
He
caught.
says that shit.
And the other day, the other day
What he
when I
say?
looked out, Charlamagne the guy started talking about it too and was like, fuck yeah.
He's like, I'm
Finally
not
someone-
snitching.
Yeah, because
But
it ain't mine.
It ain't mine.
No, fuck
One
that.
of these
No.
two guys has
No, fuck
something.
that.
Not mine.
Because he's got more respect for himself. I'll snitch. I'll be a rat bastard. I'm going to jail.
Yeah, I would probably.
I
do
mean,
the same.
snitch. I mean, I wouldn't snitch on someone. I want to go out of my way to go. He's got weed. But if we got stopped and they're like, who's this? And everyone's like, "Rrr," I'm like, it's fucking that guy. So, all right, I ain't going nowhere.
Because if I don't know you, it's
Fuck, I don't
yours.
give a fuck.
Knowledge
Steven,
is
if it was
consent.
me and you, I would look you dead in the eyes and go, look,
You better fucking say it.
look, I may not say your name, but there'll be two of us that say I can tell you who it's not. It's not mine.
No,
I can describe
I don't
who's
know
in
what
it.
I would feel because I say, "Well, I think this or I think that," but I don't think I would know how I felt until the
If
fucking
any
door
of y'all went to
slams.
jail, what do you
Bull-
think you would
no,
end up going
the
to jail
idea
for?
of jail, dude.
Who?
Not even like the rape stuff, just the thought of in a box and it's so awful.
I just don't know what I
If you
would.
were going to jail, what do you think you would actually have gotten caught for?
If I was going to jail, what I've been gotten caught for?
Something on the computer.
Killing my podcast mates.
Oh, dude, she just called you out, man.
What'd you say?
She said for robbing a 7-Eleven.
Oh, fuck that, man. Alright, you don't. Melissa doesn't know this. 'Cause I don't think I've told her that story.
Probably not.
Do you want to
Oh.
put it on the internet?
Fuck, I don't care. So last year I was living on campus and there's a 7-Eleven nearby and it got busted up. It got like, I was leaving to go, I was hungry, big man. I was like, I'm gonna go get me a pizza. Pizza Hut's open. So I leave to go to the Pizza Hut. I tell my roommate, I'll be right back. Go get me a Pizza Hut. And he was like, okay. Because he had just gotten back from getting pizza.
Yep.
And his pizza looked good. Fuck.
Looked good.
Now I need a pizza. So I went to go get my pizza. I leave campus. As soon as I make it off fucking out of the parking lot, whoop, I get stopped. They're like, the fuck you doing? Where you going? I'm going to get pizza. They're like, all right, follow us out of here. Because as soon as I go, road in front of me, 2 cops pull up. Road next to me, 2 cops pull this way. And I mean 2 like in both lanes. Like that road is shut down. I was like, fuck. And I'm in the middle of it like, So they stopped me. They searched my truck and they asked me like 17 times, who's in the truck with you? Like, are you by or something? I'm totally by myself. Just hungry. They're like, all right, go get your shit. I leave. go get my pizza, come back, I'm eating my pizza on the way because I'm fucking hungry, right? I'm getting it. But the thing was, I need some on now. I'm missing some shit in my room. Like, I'm gonna get pizza before I head back. I'm gonna give me some water. I'm gonna give me some Cheetos, some fucking pistachio ice cream, because I like that shit. So I was like, I know what I'll do. I'll go to 7-Eleven, the one right near campus. So I'm on my way back to campus, because originally I'm like, I'm gonna go, but I'm like, no, I'm not gonna go. I'm not, I can't decide. I'm really indecisive about it. I go into campus, whoop, lights start. They're like, there's 2 cars in front of me, and the lights are all in front of us. They tell the white car, go to the right. White car goes to the right. Another car in front of me, silver car, then go to the right. It goes to the right. I pull up, cop pulls a flashlight in my fucking face, and he just goes, who the fuck are you and what are you doing? He was like, I go to school here. And they're like, bullshit, you go to school here? And I was like, I do.
Like,
and they're like, prove it. Go to my student ID. Is this your name? Yes. What's your name? Alonzo Hernandez. Is this the name on the card? I was like, yeah, nigga, read it. And he's like, and then like, he kind of gave me that, oh, well, this one says Emilio Estevez. And I'm like, no, it says my name. And he's like, do you have any forms of identification? I gave him my ID. I gave him my credit card. I gave him my fucking blood donor's card. I'm like, this is my name. Like, what more do you want? Like, I don't have any selfies of me in my truck, God forbid. But he's like, well, where were you going? I was like, I want to go get pizza. He's like, well, where's the pizza? I'm like, in my fucking lap, sir. Like, what the hell do you want from me? Get out of the car. Get out of the car. He just keeps on questioning me. What are you doing? Where is he going? And so I like, there's a small second where he just stops talking. I'm like, fuck happened at 7-Eleven? Don't fuck. He's like, oh, like you don't know what happened at 7-Eleven. Like, man, no, sir, I don't. And so it's one of those things. It's just a pain in the dick the whole time. I finally get back in, and I'm pissed. I'm mad because I found out because online, you know, they have all the reports of what's going on. There's websites where you can see the cop reports. The suspect they're looking for, 5'3", light-skinned male, on foot, wearing all black. I'm 6'3". I'm in my truck. Wearing all white, and my ass got stopped for him.
And you're dark skinny.
And I'm a dark skinny guy. I was mad. So then after I get stopped, I get pissed off, and then I need to get back to campus, and I don't know the roads that well here. Like I do now, but at the time I didn't. And so I was like, well, where are you going? I was like, I'm going to campus this way. You can't go that way. That road's closed off. You feel like he's telling me like I'm stupid. I was like, I'm sorry. And he's like, well, why don't you go use, I don't even remember the name of the road. It was like, so-and-so road. I was like, what? He's like, so-and-so road. Don't play stupid with me. You go to school here, don't you? I was like, right, because everyone who goes to school here has a fucking map. I was like, I don't know where the hell that is. And he's like, you go around here, go around there. He's like, quit playing dumb and all that shit. And he started cussing me out. I was like, man, thank you, sir. So I leave. When I get back in, I'm just so mad. I'm like, well, fuck it. I'm already late. My pizza started getting cold. Might as well stop at the fucking 7-Eleven. Little did I know, I go to the 7-Eleven that just got hit up. So I walk in, and I walk in the door. I open the door, and as soon as I open the door, I get rushed by like 3 cops. Like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, shit. And they're like, you can't come in here. This is a crime scene. I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, didn't you see the tape? This place is taped off. When I walked in, there were 2 cops next to the door. None of them told me anything. The place wasn't taped off. The door was open. I walked in. They're like, didn't you see the door? Turn around. There was a big bullet hole through it. I'm like, ugh, look at that shit, right? And they're like, God damn it, we're fingerprinting, and you're in here. I was like, that sucks. Can I still buy my shit?
They're not fingerprinting.
Yeah, they were talking. They were watching tape. They're like, well, I was like, can I still buy my shit? And they're like, get the fuck out. I'm like, I guess I'll be thirsty and ice cream list tonight. So I went back. I had to drive all around campus, up a hill, down to back to the stadium and shit to get back to the parking lot. Apparently, there's a road that I didn't know was there. Or I guess I blanked on it. Like, I knew it was there, you know, but I was like, who the fuck goes to the rigmarole to go to campus? It's like, when I'm going there, I'm not going to go around the hill, through a valley, go to the woods, say hi to my grandma, and then show up to class. It don't work like that. So I get back pissed off with my cold ass pizza. I walk back up, and my 5'3" Mexican light skinned roommate wearing all black is sitting there eating his goddamn pizza. I'm like, you motherfucker, I know you robbed that 7-Eleven. To this day, I still think he robbed that damn 7-Eleven.
It's a pretty crazy story.
Yeah, it is.
I think that was a good story.
Thank you.
A very good story.
Very in depth.
Fucking
I'm always amazed when you tell stories because I'm like, how does he remember all this detail, or is he just bullshitting it?
I'll tell you what.
Like 40% has to be bullshit.
Go ahead.
80% has to be bullshit.
They put me on Are they putting me on a Saturday night blast right now?
Saturday night blast.
So you asked Alonzo if he had to go to jail, what would he go to jail for? Alonzo, if you had to go to jail, if you were caught, what would you most likely be caught for?
If I got to pick what I went to jail for. Nothing.
No. But like, think about it. Like, if you had to go to jail, like, what would it probably be for?
Mine would probably be
Drinking.
unpaid
I don't drink a lot, but I
tickets.
do. And that's probably, I might get in trouble for that.
Yeah.
Mine would be unpaid speeding tickets because I'm an idiot. And I would just not know. That would end up getting me.
Probably, right now it might be, but it'd probably be like a DUI or something like that.
Yeah, it would probably be alcohol. Driving.
Everybody
No,
else
not that I'm
alcohol?
like, oh my god, I have to go to jail, what am I going to jail for? But like, if logically, if I had to...
DUI, don't be an idiot.
Yeah. Call your
I mean,
girlfriend.
no, you gotta get
I
places.
mean, I'm not. You shouldn't do that. I mean, you shouldn't drive while intoxicated. But I'd be lying if I said I never have.
Yeah.
It's really stupid. You really shouldn't do it. But I've done it before.
I've done it too.
And when I
I
do
always
it,
just
and like I think I've done it like twice.
Or public
but both times I've
intoxication.
done it, I was like,
Or public
I'm
intoxication.
never doing that
Because
again.
that could happen too. Yeah.
I always drive really good when I'm.
Well, actually, last
Oh,
week,
no.
me, Steven, and
I've been
Kevin
with
went
people
out
that
there for some
work,
parties.
and I was still
Remember?
driving.
Oh yeah.
Me,
And
Steven,
I
and
was
oh,
there.
you were there too. I'm sorry.
And I was
I'm
there.
sorry.
So we went out. Yeah, we went last Saturday. We went out.
I'm sorry.
We went to this apartment, not down like far from where we are at right now, and it was a bust. It was a bust. It sucked. It's like
Did you ever find out what happened?
I did find out what happened. I'll get to that in a minute. But along that night, before we got there, we were looking for some parties. And one of my friends was like, yo, what's going down? I heard of this neighborhood. So he took us to the ratchety-ass neighborhood. We were in a toolbox of ratchets. It was bad. The neighborhood was all fucked up. But along the way there, we saw the cops. We're like, oh, shit. There was a dude driving on the wrong side of the road coming off the freeway.
there are two places in San Angelo where crime happens. That neighborhood and then Vanderbilt Street near the fucking school.
Vanderbilt.
That's where the,
Exactly.
that's where the 7-Eleven that got busted was. God
Two places.
damn. But anyway, yeah,
That's-
after the party, what happened was, an ambulance busted in from that fight. We were there, and there was just a big old fight. Some dudes, I don't know.
I've never been to a party in Corpus that wasn't busted. Like every one I've ever
That's
been
how every
to.
party ends.
No,
'Cause I'm
not
not
all
used to
parties have to end like that.
I guess
But
it's
they're
just-
always like, when it
It ends with a
starts
noise
getting
complaint.
fun,
No, it's a
You
noise
get there
complaint.
too
Then
late,
it's
though.
always-
That's probably it.
probably, but...
Depends when. Some parties here start like at 7. Like fucking get started early so you don't get busted.
Jeez.
Because busting start like around 2. That's when
Yeah.
the cops start stopping shit.
Yeah.
I got there at like 11:30. I was like, oh, this is a good time to show up. Cop. So we go to another party. Cop. Another party. Cop. And I was just, I'm done. I'm done trying to go. Just have small ones. It'll be fine.
Anyway, before we got into... Fuck, I don't even know what we were talking about. But I was talking about TV shows. Oh, before we got into... Talking about prison and shit. I'll say I'm watching this TV show right now on ABC called The Quest. And I am so in love with this show right now, dude. I'm a sucker for certain kinds of reality TV. None of that fucking basketball wives and shit. But like any kind of competition shows, they love that shit. So one of them that came out is The Quest, which is basically... It's like LARPing, but on TV. So what they did is it's like they made like this entire world where it's just like a Renaissance fair.
Oh, that
Everyone's
sounds
so
so much fun.
100%
Yeah, that
character.
sounds good.
And then they got, I forget the number of people, but they got just people from everyday lives, and they get them there, and it's like they go through a portal, and they end up here in this dimension. They're like, legend tales. It's 12 of them. 12 people will come together to make the Sun Spirit to kill the invading army.
Oh, I remember seeing the preview.
I would love to be on
It's
that.
a great
Yeah,
show.
that'd be-
It's fucking awesome, and it's just all these guys. I think like I know my 2 favorite dudes are still on there. So, one of them almost got eliminated, but one of them's just like one of them looks like fucking Legolas, and he's getting it. And there's the other dude, Shondo. He's an MMA fighter. That dude's that nigga
Do they
Rex.
have to act like they're part of the Renaissance?
Oh,
Or,
they're so in it. There's there's some people
like
who are straight up.
accents and everything?
No,
Or-
I mean, some of the other people do. They act like themselves. They're not acting. It's a competition show.
Okay.
But it's like some of them. There's some people who are just kind of like, "Come on, guys, we need to get together so we can beat the wizard and fight the dragon." Some other ones are like, "Nigga, just hit the shit with a stick." And it's like,
Yeah.
so it's pretty interesting. But dude, oh, it's so good. I mean, most of them get pretty into it. It's just, I love that show.
When did it come out?
It comes out on ABC. I watch it online. I watch it on ABC.com on usually on websites. That's how I don't.
Love the-
Probably
Cable
Because
doesn't
on
exist.
ABC. I watch it on. I steal it.
Oh no, I'll watch it on ABC.com. But the only thing
That's
with
a
that
good
is
idea.
you have to watch it every other. You need to wait a week for the episode to be
To
viewable.
be
Yeah.
online. Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, I watch it like that. Actually, speaking of how I watch it like that, I was they're talking about TV demographics, kind of like the gaming one.
Mm-hmm.
That right now the biggest sought after demographic. It used to always, for the longest, be was the 18-year-old market for men, but now they're actually looking more to the 40-year-old market for women. That's now the highest sought after
Well,
one.
yeah, because they're all at home and ready to
Because
watch.
they said right at the moment, they said older women are the only ones still watching TV. They said anybody who's young is
Everybody else
watching
is
TV on their computers or not watching it on TV.
Yeah.
And it said usually older men are either working somewhere or doing outdoor activities. Because most people at that age when they were kids, they're not used to having that shit around them.
Yeah, I could see that.
This
That's
generation.
normal.
So it was just weird. They said like most stations are now looking for that demographic.
Yeah.
Which is real weird because for the longest time it was
Netflix is
always
all I do.
it was always 18 to
Yeah.
24 was the biggest
And I know
market
my
for the
mom doesn't know
longest
how to
time.
use Netflix.
I haven't watched a legitimate TV show because I talk about like, oh, I'm watching this show on TV, but I'm not. I'm watching it on my computer.
Or on
They have it-
Netflix.
yeah.
Just watch
yeah.
YouTube.
It's all on Netflix.
The only show
That
I watch
YouTube.
on actual cable is Pretty Little Liars, and it's because I cannot wait for it to get on Netflix. I am so addicted to this.
I don't know where to find
It's my
Face
guilty
Off
pleasure.
other than on the TV, so
Yeah.
Hulu has
Hulu.
it? Oh, well, that's done.
I watch everything on pretty much only YouTube, Twitch, Hulu, and occasionally Netflix. Actually, now I've been getting Amazon because I get it free for the whole the student thing.
That's
I did
nice.
the Hulu free trial. I didn't like it as much as Netflix.
Well,
I just like
mean,
their free
I
stuff
get,
that they
I
put
get,
out a week
I get
after.
Hulu good enough because I mean I don't pay for Hulu. My mom does because I like that because Hulu has novellas now, and so my mom was like, "We're getting Hulu," and I was like, "Fuck yeah, we're getting Hulu. Give me that password." So I like that with that. But I'm real excited too because upcoming is September and October. Usually when a bunch of like more of the artsy movies come out, so a bunch of good movies are coming out. I'm all fucking ripped up. Tusk, which I talked about before, by Kevin Smith, who I love, is coming out on September 19th. Damn, I'm excited for that movie. Looks good.
What's it about?
It's about a guy who runs a podcast. Fucking yeah, meta as shit. But he has to go up to Vancouver or someplace in Canada to go up there to we talked about it on the first podcast.
The one
I
about
never
the
aired.
walrus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes up and a guy catches him and sews him together into a walrus suit. And like inserts tusks into his jaws.
That's really aggressive.
The way he pronounced it, he said it's a cuddly version of human centipede. But it looks
ew
great.
is the correct
But I
one.
still
I mean,
like watching
it's not like a new kind of movie. It's really interesting.
This is one of those you're just like, I can't stop watching it.
Yeah,
My favorite thing was
that is what
I watch a lot of Kevin Smith makes like the reason he's a podcast is because that's what Kevin Smith does now for the most part. He puts out I think 17 podcasts every week. It's crazy.
Christ.
But one of them he has Smodcast and Hollywood Babylon, or I think it goes on Hollywood Babylon 258. No, Smodcast 258, where he talked about it, where they read this story of the Walrus and the Carpenter, because this is based off of like an internet story that went around. And on that episode, he reads it to his friend. It's him and Scott Mosier. And he reads it, and they're like, dude, this should be a movie. This should be a movie. And then they talk about it, and they, like, make the script, and it's, like, a movie now. It's fucking crazy. It's insane. But that's coming out. Horns is coming out soon, the movie with Daniel Radcliffe.
Daniel Radcliffe.
Harry Potter.
Nightcrawler's coming out on October 17th, which is the movie with Jake Gyllenhaal. It's kind of like
I love Jake Gyllenhaal.
whoever-
Eyebrows.
I don't know who the director is, but they're following kind of like Martin Scorsese. Not Martin Scorsese. The guy who did Wolf of Wall Street. Is it Martin Scorsese?
Yeah.
Me, I think so.
I think it was Scorsese, but he does a lot of. He's using pretty much like his filming technique, the way he kind of filmed it. It looks like Wolf of Wall Street, but he plays a guy who films for like TV news. But like you want to get the scoop. So eventually, when he starts, he's always there first on car wrecks. But what he eventually starts doing, is like on a car wreck, he'll move the body like under the car, making it look gorier for the news. Making it look more attractive to the eye. So he gets like obsessed with that. And the way it looks like in the trailers, he goes a little crazy and. Starts making the news. You know what I mean? Like, when you want to be the first on, he like kills someone, then he's the first on the scene to record it. So that looks interesting. St. Vincent's coming out, which is Bill Murray and Melissa McCarthy goes to the movie. It's kind of like it's almost like a live action Up. It's a little Melissa McCarthy's son.
Oh, that's so sad. I don't want to see it.
No, not like that. Not in a sad way, but it's Melissa McCarthy's son. He kind of needs someone to watch him, and Bill Murray's like a grumpy old man. And he's broke. He has no money. And he's like, well, I'll babysit your piece of shit kid for you if you pay me. And then him and the kid end up hitting it off. And the kid's real socially awkward. And like people are worried about it.
I've seen this. Yeah. And he's sitting in the back, like in the backyard. And she runs out there all mad at him. Yeah, I've seen the commercial.
It looks like a good movie. The interview with Jonah Hill and James Franco where they plan to assassinate Kim Jong-un is going to come out sometime in October.
That would be cute.
Also, The Wedding Ringer. With the new Kevin Hart movie coming out, which really doesn't narrow shit down with all the fucking Kevin Hart movies out.
Yeah, it's like, what?
It's really weird that movie's pretty much Hitch, but with him and another white guy instead of Will Smith and Kevin James, it's him and some other white dude. But the only difference is instead of like someone to help you get girls, the plot is the guy can't find someone to be his best man when he's getting married, so he hires this guy who. It's like a secret organization where you hire them to be your best man, and they like they make shit like all hot and good. Get the party bumping. Yeah.
Thank you for the news section,
movie
Alonzo.
rundown.
Now we'll move on.
I was hoping there'd be more of a discussion, but no one cut me off.
I just don't watch. I just
hard
don't watch
to. Not gonna lie.
TV, and I don't watch TV or like movies.
That's not on TV, dude. Those are just movies. I'm a cinephile. I love movies.
I watch like indie flicks. That shit's
That
bad.
sounds-
I would say most of those are small.
I guess for those of you who follow Shane Dawson on YouTube.
Yeah. Is it
he's-
his podcast? That podcast is good.
Yes,
Yeah,
he's
she's
coming out with an actual movie. This has
Yes.
been one of his dreams.
Oh,
I was just looking it up because I could not remember the name of it.
It's called Not Cool, and it also features My Toe Cold, if y'all watch that on YouTube.
Yeah. I've made an attempt, because I don't know, because I've heard that some trailers and some things, parts of the movies come out, I've 100%, I don't want to know anything about the movie at all, because I want to see it with an entire fresh mind, with not knowing what's happening.
I watched the preview. It doesn't really give you that much of an insight into what the movie's going to be.
I don't want to know what it looks like. I don't want to know what the guy's talking about. I just want to watch it clean. That's the best way to watch movies. No anticipation.
I was going to read
It
what it
really
was about, but I will
Oh, no,
not now.
no, go for it.
No, it's okay.
No, go for it.
I want to make a movie. Like, I don't know how to make. I don't know what the process is to make one, but I want to.
I want to make a short movie.
Filming,
I've made
lines,
scripts, but I've never made one.
editing.
Script. Yeah.
I've made scripts, but I've never filmed anything.
I want to make a movie and just say I made a fucking movie.
Hopefully the
if
trend
it's
continues, though.
crappy.
Even if
because
it's shitty, even if it's like the worst, even if it's like officially rotten on Rotten Tomatoes, the fact that it even got recognized by Rotten Tomatoes.
I started writing a book until Steven edited it.
How did I edit it? What are you
Not
talking
edit
about?
it, but you
I
critiqued it.
feel like Steven's edits would be weird, though, because you're like, if I wrote a sentence that was like, I strolled on the hot summer sidewalk on my way to the farmer's market. They would be like, just fucking put you into the store. It's fucking stupid.
No, you're not too far off.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Oh my god, he's like, I don't even know how to describe it.
Yeah, she said something like, she was telling this thing, and I said, okay, so the character that you're describing lives in a
sounds like your cousin's name.
Oh yeah, no. She named her character
Her name was
Carolina. Her name, and she has a cousin named Virginia.
Sounds just like your cousin.
I'm like, it felt like I was thinking she was
West
she
and
was
North.
And the husband's same name.
And the husband's name in the book was Tim, and she was like, and your cousin Virginia is married to a Tim. I'm like, how did
Should I
you
bleep any
even
of
start making
I don't
correlations
bleep any
like
of
this?
What?
Should I beep any of that, or is that all good?
That's good. No,
Okay, good.
They're
That's awful.
Not that they're
He,
nobody's
butchered
book.
my book. I was like, I'm done right now.
And then she said, okay.
I've written shit, but I've never put any of that
And
out
then another
anywhere.
character. Okay, her character lives in a small town, so she was in a jail or whatever, and she's like, and I see this deputy, and I don't know what her name is.
She
And I was like,
could be
really?
you, girl. She
They're
could
from
be
the
in
same
that
town.
local.
I'm thinking, okay, I live in
Wait,
Sonora, Texas.
wait,
No, but
I know
he's
Muslims.
expecting-
Are you telling me she wrote Orange is the New Black?
No, I didn't.
Oh, shit.
No, I didn't. I was writing a book about a woman
I
who
was
was
like,
raped.
Kelsie, this has already been.
Ouch.
Yeah. And then he was like, and how is she like at this time when she's being raped? How is she like thinking about like the details of him and stuff like that? I was like, she could have taken a self-defense class.
Because that's what you do when you get raped. You're like, let me recognize everything this piece of shit looks like so I can arrest his ass later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be something.
Or you
to-
claw,
Like,
and then you
that's
get fucking shit underneath your
personality.
nails, and you go, knee to the groin, yeah!
get some DNA for later.
Yeah.
Get a
It's
lot
like
of
it's only
DNA.
Rip it
chapter
off, rip it off.
one.
Yeah, Steven, you're acting like you've never been
Rape.
threatened by the fear of rape before.
Yeah.
With your sweet ass.
Shut the fuck
Nobody
up.
wants to rape you?
You know what I'm
What the
talking
fuck?
No one's raping me. No.
Yeah,
I feel so looked at. Yeah, no.
He's just a delicate little flower.
So.
He's like a dandelion, but before you blow all the shit off.
Oh.
What's up?
What?
Can I ask you a question? Do y'all dream? Do y'all have dreams when I go to sleep?
Yeah.
Yes.
Occasionally.
I don't dream often. Every once in a while I do. Every once in a while I take I'm running out. I need to get more. I take some nootropics every once in a while, and those really help me dream more.
What's that?
It's like vitamins, but for your brain. Yeah, and I take them every once in a while. Those really help with stuff and help me get a better sleep and just more mental activity. They kind of help me stay focused throughout the day. I used on it.
Do they, or is it just a placebo type thing?
If it's a
I think
placebo
it's
thing and
probably
it
a
works,
placebo
at the end of the day, it's working. Is what I figure. It's one of those things that I have to tell myself it's not a placebo effect because then it won't work because I'm a real fucking asshole about that shit. But, it works for me. It's on it and it works good for me. But anyway, so I've been dreaming. I dream more. My thing is I dream a lot, but a lot of times I don't remember it. But anytime I do dream, I always have lucid dreams where I can control everything in the dream. But I was going to ask, do you guys dream in first or third person?
Usually in first.
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 Oh.
Unless you're
I almost
dreaming.
always dream in third person. Is that weird? I always see it almost like a movie, like I'm watching me do
I've
shit.
seen it like a movie where I
I've
can't
never
control
seen it
shit.
like
I've seen it.
It's always like, I don't know. It's always, I'm the camera tracking me doing stuff.
Yeah, I've seen shit.
It's like first person camera. Like I used to not be able to distinctly see people's faces, but now I can actually like remember who was actually in the dream. I was like, I had a feeling that it was so and so, but now I'm like, oh yeah, it was you, Alonzo. You were in the dream. I don't know.
I didn't think that was
like weird ones. And like for a while there, I was like really good about as soon as I would wake up, I would write down what I was dreaming. And I have honestly, my dreams are like little bitty snippets of different conversations and stuff, and then I like combine them all together into this weird freaking dream.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, that doesn't even make sense. I was literally just reading one of them in my notes, and I said something like my mom was talking about gum health, and my dad was doing something. It's like, what was I talking about?
I remember the last dream I had, Alonzo, you were in it. We were all at the grocery store. I always dream of people that I haven't seen in a long time. And I guess it's like my subconscious was like, hey, this person would have liked this joke that you heard today or something like stupid like that. And I like dreamed about you and like 5 or 6 people that I knew like in elementary school. And it's really creepy because like somewhere in my mind I made them teenagers. Like it was like their young face, but it wasn't weird. And it was like on a teenager body so that I could be like, oh, I know you. Like, you shouldn't be in my dreams because I remember you from like 3rd grade. It's like really weird
I've
shit.
had weird dreams where like I think I'm like choking myself out, and then like I wake up and my hair is literally like around my neck, and I'm like, oh god.
That's awesome.
It's been like twice.
I dream lucidly, and I didn't actually realize until not too long ago that that's like not something everybody does.
Yay.
I need to write those
Really
down.
cool.
I need to try to like as soon as I wake up and I can have that fresh in my mind.
It's fun though.
I need to write it down because movie script, man. I'm telling you,
That's what it is.
Like
you realize you're doing
Oscar. Yeah, dude.
Dude, once we get a
Like
camera, we
movie
can all
42,
go
it'll be just the same.
Movie 42 is fucking awful.
Movie 42, yeah, it'll be just like that. It'll just be a bunch of random shit.
That's what it needs to be. We'll call it
You
that.
make money.
Random shit.
Oh, we can make an art house home. Be like Blair Witch, like, well, step inside of my dream world.
Dude.
Anything else you guys want to talk about? Anything to bring up? One more thing. So there's a new movie coming out. It has Adam Sandler in it. It's called Men, Women, and Children. The tagline is "Discover how little you know about the people you know." Comes out in October, and it's made by the guy who made Juno, the same director at least.
How little you know about the people you know.
That's the tagline, and it looks really interesting. It's not Happy Madison, so no, it's got Adam Sandler, but it's not one of those Adam Sandler movies.
What?
But it looks really, really good. Adam Sandler plays the father, and it's the main character I think is the son, and his dad is Adam Sandler, and I forget the name of the girl who's playing the wife. But it's really an in-depth look to the way people talk about texting and Facebook, and the trailer's out right now on YouTube, but it's real interesting. And it's like, you know, they're all happy on the outside, but he's depressed and he keeps sexting a girl. He's harassing a girl because he's obsessed with her. He's having problems with that. The wife is his mom is cheating on her husband, and she's using social media to do it.
This is so
The dad
scary
in his
to
off
think
time, it's like it shows how he's using escort services, or like he's afraid. They showed him messing with it, and he's like, I don't know if I should do this. I don't know if I should. But you know, it's one of those things that it looks into how in modern times you don't really know what's going on in people's life because half your life is now spent somewhere virtual. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
half your life is devoted to making a profile that you can put out for everyone to see.
You
Like,
can put whatever you want on
yeah,
it, too.
you're making everybody else's perception. People get obsessed with making a nice perception for someone to
Yeah.
see. Like,
They update it all
building
the time.
Yeah, it's the same
Yeah.
reason like whenever you go out to a nice vacation spot, you see more people staring at it through a phone than you see with their own eyes.
Yeah.
They want
Today we
people
went to see the Sonoran Caverns, and I remember me and you were taking a selfie in the caverns, and I was like, this just feels wrong.
Yeah.
And I was like, but I mean, like, it's not that I was upset,
They're
but
monster.
I was like, why are we, I don't know, why
Like, we're
do people,
here.
why do people feel the need to show others that they're doing this? And then I'm like, well, I mean, I'm glad that others get to see it, I want people to know,
I don't want to be that weird kid that doesn't do anything.
Anyway, I jumped on the hype chain for that bitch hard. I
but
like
just
the way it was
thinking
looking.
about all of it is scary. I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just how the world is.
Dion Cole came to San Angelo.
Yeah, comedian writer
Dion Cole.
Dion Cole came down. Fucking love his shows. I love the work he does on Conan. Writes for Tribeca. His new show Blackie's coming out on ABC with what's his name?
Anthony.
Anthony Anderson.
Yeah,
Yeah, it looks funny. It looks really good. ABC's got a lot of good stuff. I was looking at
What were your thoughts on his
some-
performance?
He was funny. God damn, he was hilarious. He was real funny.
Yeah.
I really liked the way he did it.
So, like, it's kind of fucked up that, like, I guess to say this is there wasn't enough African American audience. in the audience?
Well, I mean, he performed on a Wednesday. I'll give it at that. Some of the publicity about the show didn't go out too much, but yeah.
And it was
posters.
on the first week of school.
Yeah, it was the Wednesday of the first week of school.
I thought it was. Yeah,
They
it was,
had a church service thing too. Just saying.
I don't know. I thought at the end of the day, I thought the show was real funny. I thought his bits were real funny. He's one of the people where he had a lot of bits, and then he had a lot of just standard, like old school jokes, where there was jokes like here's the words punchline, and he had a lot of punchline ones. He had some other ones that were just him talking, just being funny.
Well, even his opener, trying to get the trouble up,
he's
and
just
they were
a
like,
funny guy.
he was like, y'all hear it, and we're like, wait, what?
Yeah, and he's like,
what?
"Say no
And he
trouble."
was like, there ain't no punchline, bitch. You'll hear shit, but
And his crowd work was real good. He did a lot of fun crowd work with people.
This is another comedian. I don't think Alonzo went with us, but do you remember when we went to go see
Lil
Little
Duval?
Duval?
Oh yeah,
And
Lil Duval
all
was
those-
there here last year.
Did
He
you go
was
see
so
it?
funny. Yeah, I was.
they did that to him.
I thought it was
Yeah, that one had a lot more
hilarious.
publicity around it though.
Yeah.
He was hilarious too. I love Lil Duval though, but I've
Yeah.
always been a big fan of Lil Duval.
I thought it was hilarious whenever he was making a joke about, like, I don't know how he worded it, but basically that he wanted to, like, have sex with
mouth
he
dude,
wanted to hook up with somebody.
He
And
told her
this
what that
one
mouth
girl,
dude though.
Yeah, he said there ain't hot
that.
Mexican chicks in the crowd.
and one of them
Oh,
stood
yeah.
up
He was
and,
doing
like,
crowd work.
He was like, sit down.
He was talking. He said that he said something that he hadn't seen very many attractive Mexican girls there.
And one
Just
of-
like, are there any? And some people were like, yeah. And they were pointing girls out, and some girls pointed out another girl, and she stood up, and she wasn't the most attractive. And he kind of like he ragged on her a bit, and she got kind of sad. But he's like, you know what the fuck you were doing?
They
You
said
should have
that
stood
she,
up.
like, cried and left.
Yeah, she cried and left. She knew she.
She should have been like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
He felt bad. He looked like he felt kind of bad, but
He
he
was
was
like,
like,
nah,
no,
fuck you.
he's like, you fucked up. You knew what you were doing.
And then he called out that one chick, and he's like, "Oh, you're hot." And I was like, "Oh, is that your man?" Like,
Yeah.
like, and he like stood up too,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Dude, whatever." Anyway, but no, I took her and her friend. Her friend didn't understand a damn thing. Little Duval was
Yeah,
saying.
a little bit more like it's more urban comedy-ish type thing. It's not as out there. It's not. What's the deal with airplane food? It's more, it's more. They have
That
a lot.
fucking mouth.
They have a lot more observational, is what it is. But the thing is, a lot of people don't relate with what they're observing.
Well, she
Well,
claimed
love
not
that.
to
Yeah,
understand the language.
Like his
it was
words?
Well, no,
Oh,
it wasn't
It's
that.
erotic,
It's
y'all.
that she's it was a very sexual, like a lot of sexual jokes, and she did not get any of them.
Was it?
Like,
No,
at
it
all,
was.
like none.
No.
She just
No,
like,
Marci's
sat
right.
there. I
Marci's
felt
right.
bad. Like
Little Duval used a lot of ebonics.
She just
whatever.
wasn't-
She don't understand
slurs.
it. Yeah, slang. Like she don't understand it, and she was like, "He didn't speak English." I was like, "The fuck you mean he didn't speak English?" Yeah, he did.
Wasn't speaking like proper dictionary
Well, she's
shit.
from Dixie, so I mean, not like.
her family's really like hillbilly-ish. So
Maybe she just
It's a little
wasn't
more-
exposed.
Yeah,
yeah,
she
she
is.
wasn't.
She
Like
didn't have
she,
HBO, so
yeah, no, she hasn't really like she's innocent. Like she didn't understand the jokes.
maybe she should listen to our podcast. Then she'll learn something.
I'm
But
not
she
sure.
has a potty mouth though. Like I'm like, what in
That's the fuck
world?
I'm saying, though.
Like she has like she cusses a lot, and I'm like, oh my god, you're a lady.
You're related.
Anyway, on the fact that she's a lady, I believe we're not going to end the podcast. We did go a little bit over time, but at the end of the day, you can go find us on welcometothethirdfloor.com. You can find us on Twitter at the third floor. It's at, and it's third with
You
a 3RD, capital T in third, capital F in floor. You can find us there. Shout out again. Thank you to Ben from Ben Sound for hooking us up with the intro and outro music. Helping us do all of that. And so that's been the podcast. See you next week.
Bye.